Jawan still doesn't let me live it down. So when we were doing the World Pride opening ceremony, Whoopi was the
Yeah.
host. And I just bring him backstage, just like he was with me basically the whole night. Go, and I was like, I'm just going to stop in people's dressing rooms and make sure they're okay. And checked in with her throughout the night, like 4 or 5 times. And then towards the end of the show, I'm upstairs. My mom had come to the
Mm-hmm.
show and she was like, "Oh, I'd love to see Whoopi." And I was like, "Mom,
I can't.
I can't bring all these people
Yeah.
downstairs to see
Yeah.
Whoopi." And Johan turns to me and goes, "Yeah, I've been in her dressing room like 4 or 5 times, and he hasn't introduced me once. Not even one time."
If someone is talking to me, I don't know what I'm doing. Like I might have just put like a dog in a microwave if I'm holding a dog. Like that or nothing related to that.
It's probably exactly like that. I
It's
can't
so
multitask.
yeah.
Hey, you came back. I hope that means you liked what you saw in the first episode. For those tuning in for the first time, I'm your host, David Correa, and this is the run through where we talk to folks who work in the entertainment industry about all the behind the scenes action. I mean, who doesn't love to hear about show day shenanigans and crazy on set stories? I know I do. But it's not all work here at the run through. We play games, we talk pop culture, we dish on everything from Housewives to The View. I am really glad you tuned in and I am ready to get this started. So let's welcome today's guest. She's a furloughed comedian. She took her act from the stage to the Insta story. She might be cemetery cruising or taking down the establishment. Who knows? With her, you're never really sure what you're going to get, but you are sure that you're going to get a laugh. Please welcome my friend and definitely yours after this, Rosie Whalen.
Hi guys, I am definitely in a cemetery right now. Funny you should say that cemetery cruising because this is basically my home office now. Is every cemetery in town because they're so quiet. Yeah, literally in a cemetery. I'll show. I'm like an adult Wednesday Adams, but with lighter hair, I guess.
I feel like I could go and tell people about like who you are, what you've done, but I think people like to hear it from the source. So why don't you give us the run through on you?
Your intro was very succinct. It was very accurate. It's I used to do a lot of live shows in New York City. I was living there for about 10 years and then the pandemic happened and I got laid off from my day job and all the theaters closed. So now I'm just sort of living at my parents' house temporarily, just kind of seeing what happens. I don't know. I don't know if I should move back to New York. I don't know where I should live now. I just don't know what's happening. Everything is very topsy turvy.
I think that you are a strong, strong soul because we spent like
Uh,
2 weeks at my parents' house and I almost
no, I am
lost my
losing my
mind.
mind. Like, I'm losing my mind. It's awful. I'm like barely holding on by a thread.
Well, when you were in New York, you performed at
Yep.
UCB,
Mm-hmm.
and I know UCB had huge names come out of it. Amy Poehler, Kate
Mm-hmm.
McKinnon.
Amy Poehler actually started it. Yeah, so she started it with 4 other comedians. It was exciting, like taking classes there and performing there. It got really popular, especially I feel like after Broad City became a show, everyone was flooding in to take classes. Yeah, it was really fun. It was just like the last 2 years, it's like you never knew when it was going to end because there was always all these rumors going around. A couple months ago, we found out that the New York theater, I think, is closed indefinitely. That's sad. I miss performing. I miss like all my friends there and the crowds, great audience. So I definitely miss that. And just like being in a crowd, that's weird. Retro.
Not
So
retro.
retro, like with like 100, 200 people. Like, what is that?
UCB is known for
Yeah.
improv. I know that you're really into improv, but you also do stand up
Yeah.
too, right?
Stand up is scarier, way scarier. So like sometimes like I would prefer improv just because it's like easier.
Have you created any characters in improv that you kind of carry over into other shows?
I feel like all the characters are me, and I feel like that's why people think they're funny, because they're like, this is just, this is you, but people don't know it's you. Because I feel like all my characters are like janitors who live in the basement of a high school and like live on a cot and like like talk to themselves all day because they're like lonely. Like I feel like all my characters are like parts of my brain that I feel like I am, or just like angry New York mom like screaming at her children. They're just like parts of my personality that like people don't usually see.
Like groundskeeper at a cemetery?
Oh yeah, like groundskeeper
That's
cemetery. That was
that's
I
perfect.
definitely played that.
You've always cracked me up. I literally laugh
Thank you.
every single time I'm with you. I'm literally laughing right now and you haven't even said anything. Um, but I think people should also know that you're super politically savvy.
Mm. I'm
And
politically savvy. That sounds nice.
I mean, I think that you have a very strong opinion. I know
Yeah.
that we don't always agree, but I think that you have a very strong, valid
No,
opinion.
I don't think anyone who knows me ever agrees with my political opinions. I'm definitely used to. Yeah.
We won't dig too deep into it, but I know that you started a new project
Mhm.
with a couple friends called Functionally Dead Magazine.
Yeah. It's online.
Can you tell us about it? Tell us like what inspired you all to.
Yeah. I think like a big two big reasons. Like one is just being in quarantine and just like everyone involved is a comedian, either writes comedy, performs comedy, or both. And so I think everyone's just like, we need like an outlet because we can't be together and we can't perform. So it's like just fun to make fun of politics in general and just sort of get our yayas out that way in like a funny way and make fun of
I
Republicans,
mean,
make fun of the Democrats, just, you know.
I think it's great. I think it's really well put
Yeah,
together. I've been going through it and have both been laughing and having like,
laughing and
oh,
crying.
I mean, think about that moments.
Yeah, it gets a little
Laughing and
spicy.
crying. Does get there was one moment where I was like, yes, yeah,
Yes. No.
oh. I mean, for me as a young teenage girl growing up, I always loved those one pager
Mm,
magazine things where it was like your
yeah.
these quizzes. So I was obsessed with your quarantine
Yeah.
house.
Thank you.
Could you give me like two quarantine houses to pick from?
Oh God. Like from the Zine or a new one?
A new one. They could be
Oh,
small
houses.
houses. They don't
Okay.
have to be big packed
Okay.
houses.
House number one, Leah Michelle. I don't know why I'm thinking of her. Um, Dr. Fauci. Everyone seems to love Dr. Fauci these days. And Oprah Winfrey. Okay, now
Okay.
house number two. Um, the guy from Wonder Years.
Uh,
He does like work. Yeah,
Fred
yes,
Savage.
him. Um,
Okay.
Nancy Pelosi. Um,
Okay.
and Amy Schumer, not Chuck Schumer. Big
Oh, I mean,
bigot.
I mean, you, you
Yeah,
almost had me with Oprah. You
yep.
almost had me with Oprah, but the other house is a lot easier to deal with.
You pick.
So I'm definitely moving
I'll
in
send
with
you.
Pelosi, Schumer.
I'll send
Yeah,
you a lease
I'm
for your new quarantine house.
thanks. I'm watching an interview with Oprah and oh my god, what is his name?
I'm so bad.
Now I'm bad with names.
Mm,
Trevor Noah. And it was like one of the behind the scenes interviews, like it didn't actually make it to air. And he was asking her, so tell me, like, what's something normal that you do that, or that makes
yeah.
you a normal person? And she first said something, I don't remember exactly what it was, but something about how, like, the toilet paper, she knows that it needs to be replaced if it doesn't have the triangle And I'm like the hotel triangle that they do? That's not normal because no one has the hotel triangle.
No.
But then she said,
You know, something's very normal that
Yes.
you wouldn't think.
Okay, let's go.
I travel with my own. I travel with my own bread, and I bring my own avocados.
Are you serious?
Yes, I do. So I have an avocado orchard. So I think.
Oh,
It's
the story got not normal, Oprah.
No.
You just said I'm going to tell you something normal. Then you said I have my own avocado orchard.
Okay. But so I think it's ridiculous to pay for avocados.
Which is why you bought your own orchard?
Girl.
so you're not normal, Oprah.
Oh my god. It's like a publicist told her to, they're like, Oprah, avocados are expensive. Say something about that. And then it's like she didn't read page 2 where it says, don't talk about the avocado farm though.
Don't
talk about that,
Oprah. Okay, it is game time at the run through. So we're gonna play a couple games with Rosie and see where we land in terms of pop culture, because we love to talk pop culture here. Okay, so the first game is called What You Watching. I'm gonna throw a random show out there, and you have 30 seconds to convince folks to either watch or not watch said show. So let's go with Tiger King.
I think you should definitely watch it. I think it has everything. Like, usually when you're watching a show, it only has a few things. This show has everything. Everything you could ever want. I don't want to give spoilers, so I can't be more specific, but you have to watch it. You just have to. I mean, there's murders. There's murders. I love a good murder.
She definitely did it.
Yeah. Oh my god.
She did it. She so did
Did it.
it.
Just watch.
All right, let's go. Let's do the new Unsolved Mysteries, the new one.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm torn. So I haven't seen every episode, but it's like not as spooky, witchy, UFO-y, alien-y as the 90s one, and I feel like that's what made it so ridiculous and funny and good. It's like way more straightforward crimes now, so I don't know. I would say no. I would just say no. Don't watch it.
All right, that's 30 seconds. Let's give you one more. I'm gonna give you a good one.
Okay. I'm scared. I want to win all the prizes.
The original Twin Peaks.
Oh my god, yes, you have to watch the original Twin Peaks. It's my favorite show. It's got, it's so surreal, and it's like, people get mad, I'm gonna need more than 30 seconds. People get mad at David Lynch because they think he's like weird for no reason, and so they get like annoyed at his projects because they're like, oh, this is weird and random for no reason. But like, that is the fun of the show. It's like watching someone's effed up dreams. It's so entertaining, and it's like the whole show is making fun of like a soap opera, and it's funny and it's creepy, it's scary and it's dark, and it's a soap opera. So if you like soap operas, you'll like it, and mysteries. It's got a lot, kind of like Tiger King. It's got it all.
I let you go over 30 seconds, but I felt like you needed that.
I needed it because it's like, it's been my favorite show since I was like a teenager. So it's like, it's not something I take lightly, you know, like I have to give it its due.
I know you like creepy, so the next game is called Would You Rather, and it's the horror movie edition.
Okay.
So I'm going to give you 2 actors to choose from and the role that they'll play against you in the film, and you have to choose who you want to be cast.
Okay.
All right, so you are the stud,
Right.
and you got to pick one leading lady.
To be
Is it?
my romantic interest in the movie.
Yep.
Okay.
So, do you go Neve Campbell or Jennifer Love Hewitt?
Oh my god. Definitely not Jennifer Love Hewitt.
Oh. But her body is a wonderland.
No, it's not. No, definitely Neve Campbell. I mean, ideally it'd be somebody else, but Neve over Jennifer Love Hewitt. Oh my god, never. Never, never, never. I
Okay.
just watched I Know You Did Last Summer. I just watched 1 and 2 like a couple nights ago.
Were they horrible?
Like, I really like the first one. The second one is terrible. But that's why my strong reaction is because I like just watched it and I'm like, no, not her.
It's like looking back at movies from back then. There, so many of them are so bad. Like Save the Last Dance. I didn't realize how.
I haven't seen that.
And you don't need to. All right, let's give you, between these two actors, who would you like as your like zany sidekick?
Okay.
Nick Kroll or Pete Davidson?
I guess Pete Davidson, because I can't think of what Nick Kroll would be like. So I'll go with Pete. He probably likes cemeteries too, so I'll show him my world.
All right, let's go one more. This is, so you're in the film, there is a creepy house and a kind of creepy old man that lives in the house who kind of gives you the backstory of what happened and why there's a serial killer hunting you and all your friends.
I love the story already.
So, who is the creepy man in the house? Peter Dinklage or David Lynch?
Oh, I hope it's David Lynch. Please, David Lynch. Definitely. That
was a giveaway.
That was a freebie.
Let's play another
ready.
game. This game's called What's Your View? You and I have a deep passion for The View. We love it and hate it all at the same time.
Hate it.
If you cast The View with anyone, you can use people that have been on The View, people who have not been on The View. It could be the current table, but throw 4 ladies at the table that you would love to see on The View. A moderator and 3 other panelists.
I feel like my whole life has been leading up to this moment. Okay. Well, first and foremost, I need a progressive person on it because I feel like they have a lot of liberals, but they're like actors or like they're in a different world type of liberals. So I feel like it's hard for them to relate. I want like a progressive person. I think Brianna Joy Gray, maybe she like worked on Bernie's campaign. I feel like that would be interesting.
Okay.
I feel like Leah, I forget her last name, like the Scientology person who like left Scientology.
Oh, Leah Remini?
I feel like that would be interesting. She's kind of spicy. I feel like I don't know her politics, but you know she has them. She's like spicy. So I feel like she would be good for like the drama of it all.
She's also J-Lo's best friend, which means that you'll probably get some J-Lo.
Oh yeah, well then J-Lo could come and visit more often, and
I'm into that.
yeah, that'd be good. Okay, I was talking about this like months ago with my friend. We do like these like fantasy view drafts sometimes when we're bored. I feel we both thought Monica Lewinsky would be good.
Monica Lewinsky would be
right?
good.
Because
she would be great.
She, like, her story is so topical and she was so shunned and like just kicked out of society. Like, what has she been doing for 20 years? And I feel like her whole story is like, I don't know. I feel like she would be really good at it, and she seems really smart and stuff. So that'd be interesting. So Monica Lewinsky, Brianna Joy Gray, Leah
Remini.
Who do you think should be the 4th? Who do you think would work with this?
I mean, I might just throw a Meghan in there.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like she is a lot of entertainment.
Yeah, she
makes me scream at the TV.
Yeah, same.
I I love when she yells at guests and then they yell back at her.
And she's like, "No, boo, go home. No one asked you."
And I hope that
Them.
I hope she brings that one man, and when they're able to have an audience, I hope she brings that one man in the audience that she randomly goes, "Thank you, one person in the audience."
Thank you. They 100% pay someone, a tourist, $50 to clap every once in a while at her.
Well, that's the run through, Rosie.
That's the run through, baby. Run through. We did
Give
it.
the people your socials. Let them know where they can find you.
Yeah. Okay. So, functionally dead Zine is, or Zine. I never know what if it's Zine or Zine. Our Insta is at Funk Dead, FUNCT Dead. I have Twitter, Rosie Whalen, at Rosie Whalen. Instagram is at Roosevelt Dick. You know, if you want to go down that rabbit hole, go for it.
Thanks everyone for tuning in to another episode of the Run Through. If you like what you saw, drop comments, like, share, tell your friends. I mean, it's free. Who doesn't like free? I hope you'll come back and tune in again with us. If you don't, you got some splaining to do.